Hi gamers, it's Simply Fun Gaming here, and we're taking another look at Shadows of Forbidden Gods. This time we're going to start our Let's Play series with the second god that's available, or the second god in the list, Iastur the Laughing King. So, if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, I'm Simply Fun Gaming. I tend to cover indie games, but probably games that maybe you haven't heard of before, maybe you've seen very little other coverage of. I'm trying to, I guess, spread the awareness of some of these hidden gems, if you like, of indie games as best I can. Currently I'm covering two games. I'm covering Shadows of Forbidden Gods, which is this, and I'm covering a game called Drax. There are going to be more to the channel fairly soon actually. So there are videos on those, check those out if you'd like to. There'll be a link popping up I'm sure somewhere on screen shortly. If you're unaware, Shadows of Forbidden Gods is a grand strategy Lovecraftian kind of horror game, but it's a bit of a reverse grand strategy in that we play as an awakening evil god. So our role isn't to, grow this society, make it flourish, help it succeed. It's quite the opposite. We're trying to destroy, conquer, enslave, corrupt. In this case, it'll be drive mad various societies, populations and nations. Currently the game has humans as the antagonist, if you like, to you, being the evil power. Well, really you play as the antagonist, I suppose, so the protagonist. However, there may be more new races added in the future. The developer is developing this at a very rapid pace. Recently they added a new minor race to the game, Deep Ones, which are effectively fishmen as I know them from Lovecraft lore. There are also orcs in the game currently, so it's a bit of a mashup. The game takes place in a fantasy setting, pretty much. So there are knights, there are heroes going about the land doing their business. There are barons, there are queens and kings, etc. But like I say, we play as this awakening evil god, and you pick one of them when you start the game with different playstyles and different mechanics. I've already played through as one of the gods, which is She-Who Feast. This one here, you can check that out. There'll be a link popping up somewhere on the screen where you can click that and go to the playthrough there. That was actually my first look at this game. We are now going to move on to this god here, which is Iastur the Laughing King. So there's a bit of lore on the right here, just here where my cursor is. I'm not going to read that, you can read that at your leisure. There is also a little bit of information in terms of the mechanics on the left here, and it tells you who contributed towards the design of this god, somebody called Garrick Field there. Now, in brief, the Iastur's mechanics revolve around a carried item, like it says here, a book called the Laughing King's Tome that causes insanity. And your aim really as Iastur is to spread that book to as many people and as many rulers and heroes and influential people, I suppose, and the population as a whole as you can, and drive them insane. The abilities of Iastur really lend themselves to spreading madness and making people or characters more mad. So that's the kind of playstyle you get with this god. I don't think, it says here that it's fairly easy. I don't think the Iastur is necessarily an easy god to play as. However, it's quite fun because you get to manipulate personalities quite easily, which I do like in this game, and I think that's very Lovecraftian. So we're going to select Iastur here. When we do, it will present us with a bit more detailed information about how, details and mechanics here, about how he plays. So it tells you there about the book. It will pass from between agent and hero and ruler, it should say there. And yeah, it can harm you, the player, as well as them. So it drives them mad. But what they could do is heroes could actually do a task to bind it, and then do a task to sort of purify it, if you like. And it actually, well, it does different things. It starts off making them more aware of your agents, so they gain more awareness of those, of your pieces on the board. But later it actually harms you, the god, directly as well. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. This is quite important, the second paragraph here about power. So Iastur doesn't gain any power, unlike other gods that just gain power over time. Iastur doesn't gain any power when the book isn't being read by non-agent mortalized, I think it should say there. So you need to deploy the book to make sure you're getting power, but when you do have the book deployed, when it's when it's somewhere, you get power quicker. So it leads to this interesting dynamic where you have like a burst of action, then the heroes take the book, you're a little bit stilted, then you get the book back and you do action again, which is quite interesting. A bit of a different sort of gameplay cycle, if you like, compared to the other gods. And then finally, it just says here there is, well, I'm not going to spoil this, but there is a unique victory for Iastur which we're going to try and attempt as we play this game. So we'll select him. We've got our size there, we'll stick to the standard size, 42 by 42. Actually, we'll increase it. So let's increase this to 50 by 50. We're going to do a random world. We're going to keep the difficulty on normal. We're going to go to the advanced options. We're going to leave all this on, so 1 a turn limit. So if the turns reach 500, we lose. It's fairly basic. I think that's going to be changed in future to be a bit more dynamic, as it were. We're going to leave orcs on. I like the orcs. We're going to leave the deep ones on as well because they're new, recently added, as we know. We're going to leave the alliance as it is. So I like the alliance to be as powerful as it can be, and this is the middle selection. So I don't want the alliance to be shadowed and infiltrated, nor do I want no alliance. I want it to be there and I want it to be strong. We'll go to the next page. We'll have mid-challenge events, we'll have end of turn and movement events, we'll have this, because what this will do is make sure that everything that happens after the first turn is random. You can keep everything consistent if you're trying to test the game, or if you're trying to test out mods or something that you might have added, because it just keeps everything consistent. The same events will pop up, the same heroes will be in vaguely the same place, and they'll have the same traits. This shuffles everything, makes it all random, which I like, you know, especially when you're playing as a god of sort of madness and chaos. And finally, we're going to leave this deselected Pangea. You can now select this, and if you select that, it will make the world one single landmass. I don't mind a couple of islands. We'll see what the map looks like here as we generate it. But right, into the game we go. Okay, let's go here. See how we get on. They rise from the abyss. Well, what is this? They rise from the abyss. Oh, this is Deep Ones already! My goodness. The Deep One cult at Ifrit Bastion has grown to the point where it dominated all life in the community. We haven't even done a turn yet. With unaffected humans, a rarity, hold on to life which you once led. Ifrit Bastion is now Deep One Sanctum. Excellent. Right. All must return to the depths. And I believe the barons there, or the rulers there, turn into Deep Ones as well. So this baron, there he is, he's turned into a fish person, I guess that is. Which is quite entertaining. So we've already got fish people here too. What is this? Absolute chaos. Right, let's take a quick look. What's this? These flags. It must be something the developer, I think I've read about this actually. I think the developer has added these flags to represent the nations when you fully zoomed out, which they look brilliant now that I could see them in real life. They look absolutely fantastic. Look at these. How much clearer the map is already. See all these different locations. Oh, I like this logo, the snake. The dark. Is this us? Is this us? Wait, is this? Where are we? No, we're over here. Okay. So what have we got here? We've got one. This is a fairly big. Is it an island or no? It's all one. Oh, it's all one connected. Oh no, we've got a small island up to the northeast here, but the rest of it seems to be one connected. Landmass, which is great. We're in the bottom, we're out the way a little bit, which is no major problem. Let's find out what the biggest... So, let's have a look at the nations. Let's see if we can't see them with this. So we've got quite a few little nations here. Where's the big ones? I want a big nation. So I want to break it up and cause disruption. This looks to be the biggest, this blue nation here. Well, it looks, yeah, it's there and here. Yeah, that looks to be by far the most powerful nation. Well, this pink one isn't too bad, but it's... Oh, we've got orcs we could use by looks for a change. Could actually use some orcs, imagine. And they're at war. Pink nation's at war with this blue one, the Kingdom of Essos. Perfect, so... The Queendom of Ons is at war with the Kingdom of Essos. It means our Enter Waste Horde, if we take them over, could potentially go in and start causing some absolute carnage there. I think we're going to get our supplicants over to this large blue nation and try and divide that even further. Spread madness there. And what else are we going to do? Down here, do we have any orcs? No orcs that I can see. No orcs there, but we do have some deep ones here that we could potentially use to drag these people away, so maybe we'll try and do that as well. Okay, so let's accept this. Almost return to the depths. We'll turn off the hints. Thank you very much for the help game. Supplicant, you're going to go to here. Let's go. Citadel is always a good choice, I think. So the different locations actually have different impacts on the nation, if you like, that they're in. So citadels, I think it says somewhere they've got fortresses that boost the defensive values of locations, as you can see. So it makes it just, a better defendable location. Villages produce food. Farming communities, look, greatly boost food produced by the by this particular area. So typically you'll have villages that feed, cities. And maybe other large nations as well, locations as well within a nation. If you could start turning some of the citadels against their ruler, that's quite a strong thing because you take away the defensible positions. Let us summon an agent as well. We're going to summon an agent. We've already got one agent just working for us as well. This guy, isn't he? Human appearance. He's doing a challenge as well. This guy's brilliant. What's he up to? He's making sure he looks human. Great work, my friend. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to let's play with the orcs a bit. Let's create a hierophant up here. Might. And you're going to subjugate the orc fortress. Note that you can actually lay low now as well in the orc locations. I think you can do that in all of them by looks. Let's have a challenges. Yeah, and it only takes 7 turns, which is really good. So that's quite useful. You can always disappear into an orc camp or a fortress and hide with your agents if you get in too much trouble when you're out in the civilization doing work. Let us. Oh yeah, we need to level up our supplicant. Now what to pick? Protector of the Tobe, so good late game, but not great now. Maddening Tongues, always entertaining. Or favourite toy, so I can be really ballsy with him. How are we going to play with him, I wonder? Let's go for Maddening Tongues. Let's just do a little bit of madness as we're moving about the place and what have you. And we're going to use our power immediately. Where's he travelling to? Chichoso Citadel, which is the blue one. It's here, I think. Yeah. Let us use the power. So he has to start with. Let's see what this game brings. It's a infiltration power. It can only be used once. Oh, I like the flavour text. Everything is part of the game. Nothing exists which isn't to be moved as a piece on an infinitely complex board designed by a lunatic elder god. Yeah, that's great text. So we cast this, it's 1 power, but it increases over time, so as we unlock more seals, it becomes 2 power, 3 power, 4, etc. And eventually it becomes less valuable. But casting it at the start is really useful. We're going to cast it at this citadel here. There is a method behind this madness, as you'll see when we get there. And we're going to skip the turns, let's skip ahead a bit. Oh, okay, we've got another event here, madness in the air. You smell madness in the air. I think this is related to a mod, so the developers added modding capabilities into the game now, which is great, and they come in the form currently of events such as this. You've seen events, they pop up with various pictures and options. I think this is the first modded event that he actually made, which is madness in the air. Very fitting for our god Iastur, given that he spreads madness everywhere. But we smell madness in the air, well, yeah, of course we do. All this is planned. Skip ahead a bit here. Mediator Coot Enchwis is our chosen one. Let's have a look at her real quick. Oh, she looks like she's from the City of Cons. Where's that? Queendom of Cons, it's here. Not the strongest of nations by looks, which is great for us. Let's have a look at her. Oh, okay, this is a pain. So she's good at... Right, so what these are is traits that the heroes can select while they're before the game begins. So before the game begins, as you're generating the world, the game sort of plays X amount of turns, before you ever get to, before you start, as it were. And that's what determines, the layers of nations, the situation with regards to war, the deep ones here, and so on and so forth. Different things like that is determined, before you play. Semi-randomly, the AI controls it. Now, heroes all have different traits they can select, and they'll select these traits based on what they are currently finding challenging at the time. So if they're struggling to deal with deep ones, they might pick a specialism to deal with deep ones, and it makes them better at that quest. It also makes them more inclined to take quests of that type, because the better they are at something, the more they want to do it. So chosen ones get obviously more traits than other heroes, and this particular chosen one, Coot Enchuis, has decided to take Mediator, which gives her 3 progress when performing challenges, as you can see there, related to discord. That's a bit of an issue for us, because the Iastur likes nothing more than to cause discord. It's in fact probably one of his strongest things. She's chosen Physician, which gives her extra progress in relating to disease challenges. Now, I don't think this impacts on Insanity anymore. It used to impact on Insanity too, but I think Insanity is its own thing now, so hopefully we're okay for that. Plus, she's got the usual great stats of the chosen one with Aid Command, 3 entry. She's no bad unit by herself. Her might's a bit weak. We might be able to just straight up kill her, but we'll have to see how she gets on. If she picks a few units, we'll be in trouble. Anyway, let's see how we get on. No point worrying over that just now. Oh, we've had a City 4. Christ, isn't that Queen Main Lures? Let's have a look at you. Oh my goodness. So that's it for that nation then. Yeah, it's nations destroyed by... Oh no, it's not. Maybe it's this one. Basarav. Oh, it's this one, look. It's only this left. Oh dear. Wasn't the chosen one just there? Where are you now? What are you doing? Reduce tensions, I should say. So you've got a lot of that on your hands by looks, and it's only going to get worse, I'm afraid to say. So subjugate the Orc Fortress, that's good. We'll subjugate this one as well. We'll subjugate all these camps, we'll make the horde quite strong, and then we're going to try and send them into attack, I think. Excellent, thank you. Let's do another one. Queendom of Istitrex declares war on the Kingdom of Essis. Got more power. So this kingdom here, this small pale kingdom, has declared war on where? If you click off a location, guys, you can actually see threats, events and messages. So any messages that pop up like that, if you didn't catch them, like I just didn't, select any empty hex, click on messages, and then click on the relevant one you want to replay. So Kingdom of Essis, let's go to you. Oh, he's miles away. Let's have a look. What's going on here? How far? Oh, he's there. I'm guessing this kingdom at one point or another took this, and they're trying to take it back, perhaps? Very curious. Let's have a look at the ruler. Likes combat, that makes sense. Family. Spouse is dead, that might be what spurned all this. She's got a lot of children. Right. Let us have a look at the... Is it the Segues? It is. Oh, massive family as well. Look at this. They've also had a death though, interesting. Okay. Let's see. Look at the war here as well, love it. Let's see how this shakes out then. Oh, we need to use our... Got a power, might as well use it, so let us... Let's see what this game brings. As you can see, you don't gain another power on the second seal release, which is a bit of a shame for Iastur, but it is what it is. And as you can see, we haven't gained any power because we haven't placed the book. However, we're going to do that now, and I need to give a shout out at this point to one of my subscribers, Yami, who showed me a great, well, showed everybody really, but on the Discord, but showed, certainly I saw this great tip. So there's different ways you can drop Iastur's the Laughing King's Tome that spreads madness. The most common way that I used to do it was to just place it like this. You place it in a location, slowly increases madness, but it slowly raises in profile and menace, and eventually heroes will come to it and do things to it that hurt you effectively. Not by much to start with, but it gets progressively worse and it's a bit of a faff. The better way to do it is to infiltrate a location as we have done, then to access the vault. It takes 4 turns, not too long, and then I'll show you this, guys. What we're going to do is just skip through here. Wards against Shadow, not too interested in that right now. Okay, we don't want to see wards, I'm not too bothered. You've subjugated an orc camp, well done, Hierophant, so brave. Let's go over here and do it again. I think by subjugating the orc camps it makes them more efficient, so the army is stronger. I think, I could be wrong on that, guys, but I believe that might be the case. Anyway, let's get through the turns. Right, now, so I could take the 78 gold, happy days, I'll take that, thank you, from Baron Agralroy Rachozin. Yeah, okay, great name. But what we can do is, you can see here, we can give him the Laughing Tome, the Laughing King's Tome. Now what will happen with this is, this will sit in his inventory, sending him mad. It will just keep ticking until eventually he breaks and he goes insane. When he does, this will be kicked out into the location proper, and then it will start making the population mad, and it will do what I discussed earlier with that 1 turn challenge where as if you just placed it in the location to begin with. So it will spread madness there, but the beauty of this technique, if you like, of doing things by putting it directly into their inventories, the heroes or the rulers' inventories, is you get effectively 1 free stack of madness on the ruler before the heroes can even do anything with it. At present, it might change in the future, but for now that's how it works. So definitely going to do this, and again thank you Yami for that tip, absolutely great. Definitely the best way to play that game, and we should start gaining power now as well. And like I said, Iastur gains power quicker than other gods because of the problem that he doesn't gain power when the book isn't down. So we've reached your camp, we'll dismiss, oh no, we'll go to that, we're going to do more subjugation. Orcs are due to get a balance patch, a bit of I'll say buff, it might be a bit of a nerf and a buff, but they're going to get some more depth added to them, I think, at some stage, because at the minute they're fairly basic. It's not the most basic thing in the world, but they could stand to be a bit more interesting. I mean, currently deep ones are more interesting than them, and they've only just been added, so I suspect, yeah, there's some more coming for orcs, I believe. We've leveled up with our sub. So what I might do is, I might... Oh, there's death here. Let's have a look at the death. Modifiers. No, it's weak death. Bit of unrest. Madness is ticking up there. And that's just from us sitting at the location, that madness. What I might do is... Oh, let's get to this abbey and infiltrate and start doing some funky things there. Then we'll get to the village. We'll start infiltrating these locations so I can spread the book there easier and get it back if I need to. That's what we'll do there, I think. And we'll level him up. So we do have a new, as you know, you've got a new trait. We can take stealthy. I'm not going to take it just yet. I prefer to take stealthy when I've got at least 5 intrigue. So I'm going to take intrigue first, given we're doing a fair few infiltration challenges to begin with. Then I might start speccing into lore, and likely take stealthy over the next quite shortly as well, because it's just great having that continual drop on your profile. Anyway guys, we'll leave it there. Actually, let's just do 3 more turns just to get us to 20. So quickly do a couple more turns. Duke Stejo Monksakis has died of old age, bless him. We never knew him, poor bloke. Oh, another city is full. Look at this guy. Lesesman Seguse. I think that's here actually, that's near us. That's that wall that's just a... This guy looks cool as though, he should be a hero. Why not? Look at this. He looks brilliant with that 1 blind eye. Let's have a look at him. Oh, and we've got unawareness spreading, that's unfortunate. So the chosen one's actually been buffed, they've been made stronger, which is a good thing really. They were, I think, a little bit too weak before, but they've been made stronger. They can combat better now, us effectively. So they spread awareness a lot quicker. They don't need to rest us, I don't think, at all anymore. And they're also a bit more proficient at bringing the alliance together, which means you have this big, potentially anyway, you have this big army to fight at the end, which is something that I think the game was missing a little bit before. We'll see how it shakes out in this game, of course. So let's have a look at what's happened. Why have Queen of Cons Aunts? Aunts and Cons have just... What's this one? Where's Aunts? Is it this? Oh, it is this one. Interesting. So this nation and this king, these queendoms have gang together on the Kingdom of Essos. Does that our target effectively? Is it? No, sorry, ours is the Queendom of Darakla. Interesting. Well, this kingdom might be in trouble, to be honest. We might even... 4% victory, we haven't really done anything. Let's have a look at this. Destroyed settlements 4, that wasn't us. And deep on citizens, again that wasn't us. Brilliant, so we're just getting points for nothing, I love it. Right guys, the video's getting on, I'm going to leave it here. We will come back next time when we have a bit more. Let's have a look at our laughing supplicant, here he is. We'll come back next time, we'll carry on with this playthrough and we'll see how we get on with Iastur, trying to spread our madness. Wish me luck. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you want to see more of this sort of content, subscribe to the channel. And otherwise, I will see you again on the next video. Thank you very much.